And here we are back. Thank you for tuning back in to VGO Bison, your host, Video Games Etc. here. And welcome back. I took a time off again, as you might have seen. I've just been trying to get back into the motivation of making videos. Now, as you can see, I'm going back over to an older game. This is Madden 15, back where the defense was actually still playable against, but still tougher to play again. And I'm just showing in the update. So my favorite running back in this game, or one of my favorite running backs in the 2014-2015 era, was Jeff Demps. Now you see the trades going through. Ja Reed for Alvin Bailey was one of the big ones I was looking at. Didn't really make a lot of sense. I think Ja Reed does better than Alvin Bailey did. Now, some of the big news, Rodley McLeod, I don't know, to the Panthers. I think they had Trey Boss in there, if I'm not mistaken, or at least they trading him the next season. Next, I'm going into the major trades, anything like that. So I'm the Redskins. I'm trying to get Colt McCoy, thinking, Tom Savage isn't too bad. He's not great in this game, but they didn't have any offer in that. So I just ended up releasing him. Next, RG3 was actually the only one that was getting interest from players, the Jacksonville Jaguars and Buffalo Bills. Now, I tried to get some receivers in Marcus Easley and Marquise Goodwin. They didn't like that, so I just traded them for some draft picks. Now, I like Tyron Jones from the Titans, and Alfred Morris is good, but, he doesn't get you that explosiveness. Next, the big trade. I'm not going for realism in this game, guys. As you can see, trying to get Deshaun Jackson. Actually, this time just Ryan Kerrigan for Julio Jones. Obviously, didn't work. It makes sense. He's one of the best, if not the best receiver in NFL now and maybe history. So then I tried, second round, third round. They didn't like that. Or fourth round. They didn't like that. This time, second, third, and Ryan Kerrigan. No, they want position upgrades. So it's like, okay, I'm going to have to go receiver here. You know what? I want to still make some moves, but Leonard Hankerson, they like him. And bada boom, bada bang, we got Julio Jones. Next, Pierre Garçon. I already had one player that I wanted to do. Some guy I've seen, other than Julio Jones, make the most outstanding, spectacular catches I've ever seen. And if you know, I'm going to the Texans, so you already know who I'm going after. Yes, it's your boy, DeAndre Hopkins. This guy's a beast. Now, they weren't straight up going to do Hopkins for Garçon. Makes sense. Jason Hatcher, I wanted to trade him. They like him. Add him onto the mix. Just to make sure this goes through, get a fourth round in there, bada bing, bada boom, we got DeAndre Hopkins as well. So 2 elite receivers in this game. Now, the one thing about DeAndre Hopkins in this game, if you go into their skill sets on the side of their attributes, they have. Now, this I was trying to get. I'm sorry, 1 second. Deshaun Jackson for Alshon, it wasn't working, so I ended up getting past that. But if you go into DeAndre Hopkins' attributes, he has a drop balls, yes, which is weird. But here we go in AJ Green. We get him with getting over Deshaun Jackson, D'Angelo Hall, who's aging, and a draft pick. So now you look at it, we got 3 top receivers in their prime still. Now Andre Roberts, he takes a big penalty if I drop him. But there were some teams that liked him. So the Chicago Bears, instead of trying to go after another receiver, I just get some draft picks for him. Now Niles Paul, the Atlanta Falcons want him, so draft picks, here we come. Now I can always use those draft picks for trading for actual players down the line. But here's Sean LaVeo. I didn't really like him. Buffalo's always the one that's looking for a left guard, so I thought he could easily go there. Now there's another big penalty for Lichtensteiger, or whatever the heck this guy's name is. I don't like him as a guy. Colts sold some medium interest in him. Didn't see any good players on their team, so I just decided to get some draft picks. Sorry if I can't talk. Then I like Spencer Long. Rashad Johnson is not that bad. Chester, I just decided to take the $1.6 million cap penalty. Stephen Bowing, he would take too much, but no one was really interested in him as of looking at it, so I'm going to have to give up some draft picks to just get rid of the cap room, basically. So I'm like, you know what, Tennessee wants the left end. I'll just take a 7th for 7th here. Obviously, they want more significant value for the draft pick. You're like, screw it, you ain't getting the 6th round pick. You're going to get 2 7s to trade for a 7. That works. Next, we go to Chris Baker. He would take $3 million for a penalty. I'm like, heck to the nah. I ain't doing that. And now the Browns are looking at the tackle. I like one receiver in their set. No, it's not Josh Gordon. It's actually 6'5" Rodney Smith. We'll get into him a little bit later on. Now, I don't remember his first name, but Cofield, another penalty hit. Well, the Buffalo Bills. Hey, we're not done trading with them. I didn't really like too many players. I still like Marcus Easley and Marquise Goodwin, but, I just decided to say, hey, whatever, let's just get Goodwin. We got him. Now, since we traded away the Ryan Kerrigan, I was looking more 4-3 type of playbook, so we're just trying to get sort of some players. Trent Murphy to a 7th round in San Diego. Brian Arakpo, this was me deciding, should I trade him? Is there really anyone wanting Brian Arakpo that much? There was, I think, the Cardinals was basically it. That actually wanted high value, so I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to play a Brian Arakpo since he really can't cover anyways. Well, the Saints were also there, but he's going to play as my right linebacker or right end, so that's fine. Then I was just getting rid of our corner depth that didn't really work out. Ryan Clark, great player, but I just didn't like him here. Brandon Merriweather, too old for my taste. I don't like him at 30 and not doing well. I tried to get one of my favorite strong safeties in this game, Bradley McDougall. Only about a 68 or so right now, but he will play some great plays. Now, they didn't want my picks. I tried to give him 6, not even close. Apparently, they want him more than they want Major Wright, but they play him behind him every year. So I was like, you know what, add a 5th in there. Nope, nothing changed. I finally was like, you know what, my best offer for this, 3 5th-round picks, all medium interest, not even a chance. I was like, you know what, it's not worth it. So I decided, Akeem Davis, not really working. Duke, not a guy I like because his coverage is so bad, and it takes like $3,000 to update one. Next, we're just going over it, looking at some corners and checking out. The things I look for in corners are pretty big. Speed, coverage, and aggressive play style is mainly it. Now, that's where I decided to get rid of Gabe Miller because he was terrible. Adam Hayward's old. Didn't really need him anymore. Pierre Riley, he's the highest paid linebacker on our team, and he's not that good. So he's like, you know what? There's some players that are interested in him. And guess who we come back to? Just to get some, just to get him off the list and get some extra draft picks in the future. And we'll get rid of him because the 7th-round draft picks in this game are outstanding. Jackson Jeffcoat does not play in a 4-3. I don't know why they act like he did. Frank Kirsch was not really showing as a player that can play in a 4-3. Trevion Robertson and Jarvis Jenkins, that's when I decided, these guys got the strength and the power and the block shedding to play as my defensive tackles. Obviously, until the offseason, you can't change their position to that. But they're going to be playing defensive tackle. Now, this was just getting some updates here. I kept missing over it, but Morgan Moses is going to play right tackle, who I think he ends up playing anyways in Madden 17, 18 or so. Taron Jones plays in left tackle in Madden 17. Now here comes Rodney Smith. He doesn't have the greatest jump, but he's 6'5". He's got 92 speed. His acceleration and agility aren't the greatest, but he's already got catch in traffic. So if we need him on a crucial 3rd down and one of the top 3 guys aren't there, that's the guy we can go to. Now, Chris Thompson, I love his acceleration at 97. Agility is only at an 87, but he's got a 94 juke. So I like that about him. His carrying's already in an 83, and then we had Silas Reed as a good power back. I think he's actually injured. Next, we look at the quarterback situation. Kirk Cousins, now in actual Minnesota. But I liked his play-action pass. That was about it. Now we go into the free agents here. So we get Hamilton, who's got the speed and coverage. We get Malcolm Bronson at free safety. Then I look at corners. I like Brandon Burton's man coverage. Got to get a zone up, though, at a 68. Go after Jerome Murphy to help out that area. Will Smith is one of my favorite left or right linebackers in this game. Combine that with Philip Stewart, a young guy that can both play there. Sammy Brown on the left side is also one of my favorites. Now he's got some speed, but he's got a great finesse at 80. So if I did play like a 4-6 where he blitzed, he has the chance to get to the quarterback. He's got to get his, obviously, block shedding coverage up. Next, I was looking at some backup depth that can have some speed. I liked Martez Wilson. And then I was looking to go back to the left end, and I decided to put Rufus Johnson there. So he's going to be playing my left end. I like Zach Mentor's strength, speed, and young ability. Mike Brewster at center. Craig Van Roten, and Travis Bond at the left guard position. Tight ends, my two favorite, Colt Learier and A.C. Leonard with that speed. And if they actually get their skill set up, they would be the most dynamic in there. It's like a Jermichael Finley who actually could still catch. Now we're getting close to this. I was trying to get another beast attribute guy. It's a Brock Osweiler, although he fizzled out in the actual NFL. Guy's got he's 6'8". He has 96 throw power. His accuracy is almost there. He's slow, but he has that throw power. Now, nothing was happening. They weren't liking the picks I had, 4 5s and a 4, or 5s and a 4. They weren't liking it. I finally just gave him 4 5 5s. Still nothing. They had 3 quarterbacks. Granted, Peyton Manning and Zach Dysert, so the exact same player as Brock Osweiler. Next, I was like, you know what? Let's go after a guy that's got speed and arm strength and Tyrod Taylor, because speed in this game is outstanding. So I decided, no, I'm going to have to give up a third, a fourth, and an extra fourth to get a guy here. So I do that. We get Tyrod Taylor. Now, just the last thing here, I ended up trading Keenan Robinson and a few draft picks for Brock Osweiler. I want to see how those two play, Osweiler or Tyrod Taylor. Tune in for week 1 to see who's the starting quarterback, if I can't flub through enough.